Hey everyone, it's me Bailey and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing my September TBR, and I just want to start off by saying, literally, how is it September already? Like, this year is flying by, but I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about some hopefuls that I'm planning on reading in the month of September. So let's get into it. As always, I am going to be talking about my book club pick, which, if you don't know, I co-host a book club called Books Since the 90s, and for the month of September, we are going to be reading Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and I'm so excited to read this. We read People We Met on Vacation last year, and so I'm super excited to get to this. Hopefully I like it just as much as I liked that one. Now, as far as other book clubs go, the Confused Queens book club is going to be reading the Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake in the month of September, but this was actually the Book Since the 90s book for last month, and I haven't finished it yet. So this will be like a double read for me, finishing this for Book Since the 90s and then also reading it for the Confused Queens book club. So yeah. And then also for the Confused Queens book club, because I'm just like a hot mess, I'm planning on reading Every Summer After, which was actually their August pick, but their live show isn't for a few more days. So since this is pretty short, I think I can still read it in time for their live show, and if not, then I'll just read it and then watch the live show back later. But yeah, so super excited to get to this one as well. The next book that I'm planning on finishing is going to be one that I have literally been reading since May, April even, maybe. I don't know, like that's literally how long I've been reading this book, and that is Zodiac Academy, Ruthless Fae. This is the second book in the Zodiac Academy series. I started reading this with my friend Justine, and life just kind of got in the way, and so I never actually ended up finishing this. So I'm like about halfway into this. I'm currently on page 270, which literally is in the middle of a chapter that I stopped like 6 months ago. So love that for me, but I'm hoping to finish this month. This is like one of my top priorities of books that I'm gonna finish this month, because like I need to be done. I need to finish this, not because I wasn't loving it, but just I've just been reading it for so long. I'm ready to be finished with it. The next books that I'm going to be reading are going to be a lot of like finishings of series and stuff that I've started over the past few months while I was doing the Summer of Soon readathon. So the next book that I'm planning on reading is Juniper Hill by Devney Perry, and this series has basically just solidified my love for small town romances as well as romantic suspense. If that sounds good to you, then pick this series up for real. The next book that I'm planning on reading is one that I'm so excited about, and I literally have been wanting to read it for like ever since I heard that it was coming out. Plus, like, the cover I think is absolutely stunning, and that is Does It Hurt by H.G. Carlton. And literally I've heard so many good things about this, and I literally cannot wait to get to the shark scene. Like, yeah, that's just it. Like, I'm ready to, I want to know. And I read Haunting Adeline by H.G. Carlton, and I really enjoyed it, so I'm super excited to read some of her other works. Then the next book is Twisted Games by Anna Hong, and this is the second book in the Twisted series, and this follows our main girl from Twisted Love. I forgot her name. I think her name's like Anna maybe or something. I could be making that up, but this follows her friend and her friend who's a princess. This like a romance between her and the bodyguard. So I've heard this is very much like the adult version of The Princess Diaries, so super excited to get to this one as well. The next two are books that I'm planning on finishing in a series that I started last month, and that is book 3 and 4 in the Dirty Air series. So we have book 3, which is Wrecked by Lauren Asher, and then book 4, which is Redeemed by Lauren Asher. So I'm hoping to read and finish both of these. I don't know if I will actually do that, but you know, hey, we have high hope for September. So super excited to get to these. This next book is a long awaited reread that I've been saying that I'm planning on rereading the series for literally ever now, since I think I even read it the first time, but that is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and this is the first book in the Throne of Glass series. And for some reason I just feel like I need to read this, especially after the events of House of Sky and Breath, and I just feel like I need to be back here because I need to know some more things that I feel like I didn't know the first time around reading this, before like ACOTAR and before Crescent City came out. Because when I first read the series, like ACOTAR was literally the only book that was out in that series, and and I think A Court of Mist and Fury had like just came out when I read the series for the first time, so there was a lot of things that I didn't really piece together that I'm hoping I can kind of take notice of, and I'm planning on annotating it. Plus, this is my newest copy of Throne of Glass, because if you didn't know, I had the first 2 books in paperback and the rest of the series in hardback because I was like buying them as they were coming out. So I finally got them in hardback, especially with them doing the cover changes. So I wanted to make sure that I got this version so it would match the rest without me having to buy a whole new copy of the whole series. This next book is one that I've been trying to read since 2019 and I just have not, and that is God's Grave by Kristoff, and this is the 2nd book in the Nevernight Chronicle. Hopefully I can finish this series this year. I have read the first one and I loved it. I read the first one twice actually now, and I loved it both times, so I'm hoping to get back to this and dive back into the world with Mia Corvair. And yeah, I've heard very good things about the rest of the series, so I'm super excited to see how I end up liking it. And I literally have 1 tab in it because I literally got to page like 2, which when I read this the first time I literally got to page 2 and I had 1 tab in it, so love that for me. The next book that I'm planning on reading, this is one for the girlies because they've been asking me to read this for a hot minute, and that is Carvel by Stephanie Garber. And I'm a little scared for this because there's been a lot of hype around this book and I just want to see what it's about. I've heard it's very good, so I'm super excited to get to this. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings, and yeah, I've heard this is like Gossip Girl, and yeah, this is like absolutely blowing up all over the internet right now, so I'm super excited to read this. Also, shout out to Sarah for getting this for me for my birthday, so thank you to Sarah. I'm super excited to read this one. And then the last book that I'm planning on talking about in this video that I'm hoping to read in September is Kiss the Sky by Krista and Becca Ritchie, and this is the 1st book in the Calloway Sisters series and the 4th book in the Addicted / Calloway Sisters series, if that makes sense. So it's like the 1st book in the Calloway Sisters series, but then you have to read them in like a certain order, so then this is like the 4th one. So yeah, I have been reading the Addicted series, and the first one I really enjoyed, but you know, it's not really for everyone. Like everyone says to give it like after the first 3 books, like the 3rd book is where it really starts to get like good. And yeah, I agree, because there was a lot of drama in the 3rd book and I was absolutely here for it, so I'm super excited to continue reading this one. And I think that's gonna be it for today's video. If you're planning on reading any of these books next month, let me know in the comments. If you have read any of them, let me know how you like them. If you hated them, you know, whatever. But yeah, so make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to my channel. You don't have to. It'd be awesome if you did though. I will have all of my social medias linked down in the description if you want to follow me or be friends, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.